Welcome back, everybody, to your first, second, and now your third stimulus check update, the CARES package, the relief package, executive orders, PPP, EIDL, targeted grants. We talk it all here on this channel, including financial education and building wealth strategies. Today is the 26th. Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF, February 26th. We have some big announcements on PPP, some big updates for you. So come on and get your news. Welcome back, everybody. I am Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back for another video. And if you are joining us for the first time today, welcome. Remember to do your part, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Smash the old like button if you think you're doing a great job. And if you are joining us for the first time, consider becoming a subscriber. We talk everything from EIDL, PPP, all of the things happening right now in Congress. And we also talk building wealth strategies, passive income through things like real estate, royalties, and the stock market. We'll talk about those on other videos. But for this video, we're going to talk about PPP. We're going to talk about all the updates. And we still want to congratulate some of those people out there that are getting their draw ones and draw twos, even though it's not yet on the gross income. You guys truly need your funds. And if you're out there cashing in right now, congratulations. So many interesting topics surfaced today. Big topics around PPP. One of my favorite topics to talk about, okay? And it's all around this line number 7 for gross income, because previously it was off your net and now it's off of gross income. This opens the door up wide for Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, all sorts of driving service industries that, you know, typically make their net go so small so that their taxes go away off the mileage calculation, that it now opens the opportunity for you to be able to apply and get yourself some big funds, because now it will be calculated off of your gross. So we're going to talk about things like when is this going to happen, what to do if you've already applied, and of course, the deadline, right? It's right around the corner. March 31st is coming up here. Let's get into the news. Wow, what a day. And there's been a lot of interesting topics around this line number 7 with the PPP program. So many unanswered questions, so many things that we've heard new information on today. And so, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's basically adjusting your net income, which was the previous rule, to the now gross income. And it really does make sense. I'll talk about why it makes sense here in just a second. But before we do that, leave us a message down in the comments right now. Take a moment, go comment. Let us know if you were on PPP draw number 1 or if you were on PPP draw number 2 and you already got your PPP draw number 1 in CARES Act days. We want to know who our audience is so we can all start talking to each other and make sure we deliver all the proper messages to our viewers. Now, this whole adjustment of line number 7, it really does make sense, okay? Just take a moment for a minute, right? If I'm a business owner and I have employees and I'm paying those employees, you know, through payroll, and I take on a loan like this, right? You, the person being paid, you don't see any changes in your pay, right? If you were to get a $5,000 check from me given to you each month, you wouldn't see any difference, right? I mean, it would just basically be the same $5,000. Well, that was the point of the Paycheck Protection Program. That's the original intention, right? And so if you're a 1099 employee, you should still see the same amount of money that you would receive as if you got some kind of 1099 from that business, some kind of revenue stream that was heading toward you. And that is the gross amount. So let's say you're, I don't know, a nurse, okay? And you're on a 1099, and each month you receive a $5,000 check as a nurse from, you know, the hospital, wherever you work, right? Suddenly now, if you're in the Paycheck Protection Program and you applied for the fund off of your net after your expenses have been taken out, you're not getting $5,000, okay? And it actually drives you into a deeper hole, because maybe you only got $3,000 for that month, and now you still have to take out on top of that your expenses for whatever it is that you need inside of your business. Drivers especially, right? If you're taking that mileage calculation, you have to pay for gas, all kinds of things. You're driving Uber. You get $4,000 a month driving Uber. I don't even know if that's accurate, if that's a good amount of money, but $4,000 driving Uber, you should still expect to see $4,000. Now, if you get a paycheck protection loan and it's like only $1,000, how are you going to cover your gas expenses, right? It's crazy to think. And if you really think about it, the 60-40 split on eligible expenses pretty much tells you can take some of your pay, right, gross, and spend it on an expense, right? So the fact that they went off the net in the very first place, it just didn't make any sense, okay? So big questions that everybody keeps asking is, when will this take effect? Well, we are hearing that the SBA will have the new application ready mid next week, okay? So that's right around the corner. But don't get too excited yet, okay? Just because the SBA has the application ready doesn't mean the 5,000 lenders will be ready, okay? Now I know Wampley and Biz2 Credit, fintechs, took a stance to change it on their own based on, you know, the order, the announcement that was delivered by the president. They basically said, okay, great. We're going to change it to line 7 in our system. We're going to get ahead of the game, preload applications, but they still can't submit that information. And on top of that, like the way it works here, if you think for a minute, right? A lender has to wait for the guidelines to come from the SBA. The SBA says, here are the rules, okay? Read these rules. Now set your system up based on these rules. Unfortunately, that will add now another 5 to 10 days on top of the rules coming out next week, right? So even if they come out next week, we could be waiting until March 12th or March 19th for the lenders, the 5,000 lenders, to finally get their systems up to date to handle this new rule, right? I mean, that's crazy if you think about it, okay? So what's next? We're going to talk about that now. So all this wild activity is leading to Congress to have discussions about extending the deadline. That's right. They would have to push this deadline out. I mean, by the time the banks catch up and amend all the documents, I mean, we're going to be at the deadline. It'll be the 31st by then, right? It'll be like a week to get your application off of gross. That doesn't make any sense at all. So we're probably talking seeing this push open for another 3 months, and it may even actually force the portals to close down. Like the SBA may not even take in all the applications off of line 31, the previous line, just based on the fact that all of those applications will have to get reset and redone. Okay, it's going to be wild. If you can imagine for a moment, they're going to do your application based on whatever form they have in their hand. And if the application suddenly changes, you've already signed a document. You already signed your name that you are basing your information off of line 31. And if it changes to line 7, that basically means you have to pull that application back and resubmit it with a new application off of line 7. I mean, that's just the way it works, okay? It's going to be chaos. It's going to be extreme chaos. And there's going to be a lot of frustration for a lot of people going through this process. So what do you do if you've already applied? They're talking that you could possibly amend this, right? A future draw where you just basically recover the balance, whatever that fund is. However, I mean, I'm taking this as a grain of salt, okay? I mean, Congress says a lot of these things, but I'm really taking it as a grain of salt, judging on how the EIDL program went down, the targeted grants. You know, originally supposed to be $10,000, and then they just converted into $1,000 per employee. And I know these programs are very different, but you know, in the mind of Congress, it just seems to always work that way. Like they just make up their own rules over at the SBA. Everybody goes along with it, and before you know it, the balance of this draw 1 and draw 2 for the PPP will start to just go to like new rules for low income. I just see this happening, okay? So I don't want that to happen. I want everybody to get the balance of their PPP, and believe me, it's time. We have to get back to a sort of normal, get our funds, and start investing again. In the description right now, you could check out Webull and M1 Finance. Webull wants to give you 2 free stocks after you deposit $100, valued up to around $1,800. And M1 Finance wants to give you a $30 sign-on bonus after you deposit $100. You can take that $130 and invest it any which way you want on the platform. I use both of these platforms every day. Webull's kind of fun. They have all these interesting games. Basically, you could post some invites into your Facebook, send it off, and when your friends sign up, they'll give you a chance to like spin a wheel and win additional stocks. I pretty much win like $10 to $20 worth of stocks each and every day, and then I just cash those babies in and buy whatever I want with that 20 bucks. So check them out in the description. Don't forget to blow this video up, okay? Because if this video hits 10,000 views, I'm picking a lucky subscriber from in this video to send $100 to. All you have to do is comment down below and be a subscriber. And when I hit my 10,000 subscriber, I'm sending out a $500 stimulus check to one lucky viewer who comments in all of my videos. Pick a random one and send out 500 bucks. I just did this like 3 weeks ago. It was so awesome. Can't wait to do it again. Check me out on Instagram by finding me in the description. Do not follow any of the comments saying meet me on Instagram, or if you see my face show up as Ask Builder and some crazy phone number that's spaced out with all kinds of parentheses around it, that's not my phone number. I'm not asking you to call me, okay? That is another scammer who stole my identity. YouTube, you have to fix this. That's all I'm gonna say. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.